Hi there, it's Dr. Terry Levine here, and I am really excited to be with you and to help you here today. And I'm actually going to show you and burn the curtain, take you behind the scenes, how I made an extra $64,238 last month using social media organically, no ads. And more importantly, I'm going to share with you how you can follow the exact same system. I do want you to know that this was achieved by leveraging the power of my personal brand and by using my proprietary online coaching consulting business model. I'm going to give it to you. You're going to be able to do this also. Let me be really clear, though, that the process will only work for you if you already have a high income skill. What do I mean by that? A skill that is in high demand in the market and a skill that you can actually charge high ticket for. So if you have that skill, you're in the right place because you can easily make 5 figures a month, and I'm going to teach you how. The process I'm going to share is super short, very sweet, very simple. It's repeatable, it's replicatable, and simple, and you can digest this. First, however, let me just give you a tiny bit about me, my lifestyle. It's actually important for you to understand who I am so that you can see if your personality is aligned. I live in Mexico in the Riviera Maya about 4 months a year in my home there. I live in my beach home. It's a condo in New Jersey right on the beach, which I love part of the year. And then a couple of months a year, I live in my home in the suburbs of Pennsylvania. So I have created a business that supports my lifestyle. I work about 20 hours a month. I've served over 7,200 client family members in over 19 countries as a business coach and consultant. So this video is for you if you want to make at least $10,000 a month from your social media accounts. And by the way, I don't care if you have almost no following. I'm going to show you it doesn't matter. And if you want to learn how to use your personal brand and get my proprietary online coaching consulting business model. Second, it's for you if you have an existing high income skill, as I said before, whether you're looking to launch your own online coaching consulting business on social media, or you already have one and you're really trying to make it work better. And if you're ready to monetize and scale your business to at least 5 figures a month just on social media. And I don't care if you have a tiny audience, as long as you have a high income skill set. If you're not earning at least 10 grand a month, this is going to show you how. Now, let me tell you who this is not for, okay? If you have nothing to bring to the table, you don't have a high income skill, it's not for you. If you really want to keep scratching your head and figuring out everything on your own and take 50 times the effort and the time, it's not for you. If you're just looking to make some fast money online and not really transform people's lives, not for you. If you don't want to use my proprietary online coaching consulting business model to make 5 figures a month, nope, no need to keep watching. And if you prefer complexity over simplicity, definitely I'm not the right gal for you. The truth is, anyone can monetize a high income skill online to build a $10,000 a month coaching and consulting business, doing it organically with the smallest audience. However, I have to tell you that very few people are actually doing it. What you see are the gurus out there with over 150,000 followers that leverage their own name to sell a below average product or service. Or you see the guys and gals out there trying to build their own following from the ground up to finally feel like they deserve to pitch an offer to their audience. Well, there's a problem with both of these methods. You probably don't have 150 quality followers on social media. Look, on Instagram, I have almost 200,000. They're not quality followers. So it just leaves us with the second scenario here, which literally is a waste of time and the wrong way to look at business. You don't need followers to make money on social media. You need the right system. You need an irresistible offer and a deep understanding of who your audience is. Followers are not important. Breathe that in, write that down. Audience is. Audience buys, followers do not buy. I actually know a lot of people that only have maybe 500 followers in their audience, and I've helped them pull in $10,000 and more months. Then I know people who have 100,000 followers, which might look impressive, and they're barely doing $1,000 a month from social media. So I don't know about you. I'd rather be the guy or the gal with only 500 followers and monetizing. Now, I have to tell you, I've been in this industry a long time, over 30 years. I have tried every online business model, and I can tell you that nothing comes close to what I'm going to share, my online coaching consulting business model. It is the most overpowered model, especially if you're like me and you value freedom. There are many reasons why it makes sense to start and to scale online. And let me give you the two big ones. The first reason is that the education industry's future is in this business model. If you think about this, if anyone wants to learn something nowadays, they can get free information on the internet, or they can learn it from the person who's actually doing it. Instead of learning from some university professor who only teaches theory and doesn't own a business himself or herself, it is much preferred to learn directly from someone who's doing it. The second reason is that the profit margins of an online coaching consulting business literally crush all the other business models out there. Think about some of them. You've got e-commerce, where you're lucky if you have a 10 to 20% profit margin. And you know, people who are like, oh, I do $50,000 a month for my e-commerce store, or whatever. Big deal. They make about $5,000 in profit for all that work. Those who've run an agency, and I have, you know the headaches of managing all the ads and all the staff, and the profit margin, if you're lucky, is 40 to 50%. Now, if you have a business partner, well, you're only keeping half of the profits, right? With the method I'm going to give you right now, this online coaching consulting business model, 90% profit margin is average. So if you do $10,000 in a month, you're keeping $9,000 all for yourself. I think that's a beautiful thing. And it's a very lightweight, lean online business model. And I'm being transparent. It took me years to finally crack the code. And when I did, I saw no one else explaining this or teaching this. And I feel as if, being in this industry so long, it's my responsibility and duty to share this. So in this video, I'm going to break down all of the processes that I personally used to make an extra $64,238 last month. I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm burning the curtain. I'll outline everything. You can replicate it and literally just apply every single step. And you can either launch your business, or certainly you can scale it and take it to at least $10,000 a month in profit in the next few months. So let's just dig in. There are 3 steps. And the first step that I have to tell you is you're going to have zero cost in launching this model. You don't need any cash. There's 3 main things that you need to have, and I'm going to go through each of them with you. The first is a high ticket offer and an optimized profile. The second is a sales magnet, and you can do it just in a Google Doc. And the third is a pin post, outreach, and closing. Every step is absolutely necessary. You literally can't skip over any of them. Step number 1 is to have a high ticket offer and an optimized profile. And the offer, when you learn how to create it correctly, which I'm going to teach you, it does kind of the heavy lifting for you. So you have an offer that goes on your optimized profile, you have content and outreach, and it all leads to sales. What I'm going to do here is simply helping you assemble an offer that's really easy for people to say yes to when it is presented to the right target audience. Now, when I talk high ticket, please jot this down. The offer has to be at least $2,500. Why? Because then with only 4 clients a month, you're making $10,000. Now, some of my client family members charge $10,000. They get 4 clients a month, then they're making $40,000 a month, right? You have to learn how to optimize your social media profiles, though, from a cold traffic perspective. And that's what most people don't understand. That means when someone comes to your profile, they should immediately understand what you do. And we achieve this by having the right profile picture, which is just your wonderful face, not your body, not your dog, not a flag, an aesthetic cover photo, a crystal clear bio that actually states your offer, which I almost never see, and a pinned post done right that gives value to your audience. Now I'm going to explain all of that in step 3. Step number 2 is you need to have a sales magnet. Now you can do this in a Google Doc or Notion. You don't need a landing page. There's zero cost in what I teach. I believe in making my free stuff better than everybody else's paid stuff. And this is why I share the exact process I follow to get the results I get. That's why I'm burning the curtain and giving it to you. Funny enough, you definitely get what you give, and the more you give, the more you receive. So I give away my best stuff and my best teaching all the time. The sales magnet that can be a Google Doc or Notion is a key component of the process that I followed and that I'm sharing with you. I'm going to explain how I get people interested in step 3. There's a couple things I want to tell you about writing the Google Doc or the Notion. When you write the sales magnet, it should be an asset that you create only once and then you leverage it over and over again to consistently pre-sell and nurture leads that ask for it and read it. These leads are every new follower, people that you reach out to, as I'm going to teach you through DMs, who have asked for you to reach out. We don't just cold DM people, and everyone who's commenting on your content. And the key point that I want to make here, though, is this. With the sales magnet, what you're doing is what I'm doing here on this webinar. You're showing and teaching. So that when someone reads it, is teaching. It's showing them why your approach is superior and what alternative approaches are actually inferior. You're giving away the what and showing that your why is superior. I'm doing the same thing here. This could be in a Google Doc, which it also is, by the way. This in-depth how-to giving away the details really gives people a sense of what they get when actually working with you. And here's what happens. The people who actually want to work with you, they're not looking for more information. We can get free information all over the internet. They're looking for implementation of the information. This is what will actually get them the results that they want, right? The information that they're going to get through your document gives them an essence of what I will get when working with you. They'll be willing to buy from you and invest in your high ticket program because they want to implement the information with the right person who they know can guide them through it. Step number 3 is your pin post, your outreach, and your closing. And this is super important. So what is a pin post? The pin post is actually the secret sauce. As I explained in the prior step, your document is your sales magnet, Google or Notion. However, the post is so ridiculously effective if you do it correctly. And I typically don't see people doing it right. In fact, it's so effective, I only run, and so do my clients, one of these posts per month. And that brings in, for me, an additional 5 figures every single month just on social media. It's a post that contains this call to action. Write this down. This is what goes at the end of the post. Share and comment, quote, send, and I'll DM it to you. So you're getting permission to do one DM. We don't keep DMing people. Follow me so I can DM you, right? Because if they don't follow you, they don't follow your business page, see how we're growing your audience, then your DMs are going to go in message requests. They're not going to see it. Follow me so I can DM you. So essentially what you're doing here is you're incentivizing their engagement. If your audience engages with your post, then they get something of value in return, your sales magnet, Google Doc or Notion form. It's just a no-brainer decision for people to share the post and comment, send. And you're telling people exactly what to do. Comment, follow, and share it. And this is why it blows up and truly goes viral. So now when I do this and I add followers, they're not a bunch of random people. They're not followers. They're people interested in my offer. They're my audience, right? Your audience is becoming followers instead of the way most people do it, trying to get followers and then getting them to be your audience. Please remember this. The audience buys, followers don't. I have almost 200,000 people on Instagram. I have 2 Facebook business pages. The verified page is about 28,000 people. The non-verified, I don't know, 48,000 or something. Telling you, the audience buys and followers don't. One of my clients who was actually following this, when he came to me, he had no followers. I mean, he had social media and it was like crickets. And then he started monetizing these true followers using this formula right from the get-go. He made cash in week 1 on Facebook, which most people never make. Now, let me get back to the main point. So I made an extra $64,238 last month. How? The pinned post on the top of my profiles has a very high perceived value. It makes people ask for it and actually want to read it. The pinned post has to be assembled and written in the right way. And I always call it scratching the itch of your audience so they get open and curious. So how do we do that effectively? I'm going to give you the very simple framework. You spark curiosity with your hook. If you've not read my best-selling book, The Conversion Equation, pick it up, and that'll give you a ton of hooks. The hook gets people committed to actually reading this post. It has to be a big claim, a big thing that you discovered, or a limiting belief, a big problem or pain that your audience has. And it has to be high perceived value. Your audience is thinking to themselves, there's no way he or she's giving away everything for free like I'm doing here. And then you end the post with what I just taught you: share and comment, send, I'll DM it to you, follow so I can DM you, right? And then use a visual to enhance the perceived value of the free thing. That could be as simple as taking a screenshot of your Notion or Google Doc. That's it. That's actually the formula. The last part of the process is outreach. The goal of my outreach is to get you book calls. No other goal. I want you to have tunnel vision just to get book calls on your calendar. And truly, I tell my client family members this all the time, the only metric that matters is how many qualified calls are you getting every week. To make 5 figures a month, you only need 5 calls a week. So let me give you a quick recap of what we talked about so far. You need a high ticket offer, 2,500 or more. You need an optimized profile. You need a pinned post at the top of that profile. You need an outreach system with 1 DM that allows you to get at least 5 book calls a week. And if you follow that formula, you'll be making $10,000 a month. And I actually guarantee that. The last piece of the puzzle here is, quote, closing. And closing is not selling. It just involves a solid process, tonality, and conviction. You have to believe in what you're doing and in the power of your transformation. Now, honestly, if you have all the previous steps, you can actually rely on the status of your personal brand to do most of the heavy lifting. And by the status of your personal brand, I don't mean you need a big following. You do not. I mean you need to have the ability to convey the message you want as you're giving away your free content and free resources. Then you get on those calls and your goal is to really help a prospect, to transform them, not to pitch them or sell them. That's it. Okay, so now what? I shared with you step by step exactly how I made an extra $64,238 just last month and exactly what my process looks like. So now you've got some options. You can continue doing what you've been doing, probably getting the exact same results you've been getting. You and I both know when we do the same thing over and over again, we get the same results. So how much more willpower and energy are you willing to literally waste? And for how much longer are you going to go on without seeing the results you want? The second option is, now that you've watched the video, you can say, oh, I'm going to apply the exact process that Terry explained here. And you can apply them and potentially get similar results as me. However, there are various nuances and roadblocks. Trust me, I've been helping people do this for a long time, and undoubtedly you can get stuck on those and you can screw it up. Second, this is a very personal business model, and there's a lot of pieces that need to be customized and aligned for you so that it works. I would recommend you start by looking at your own zones of genius, your strengths, and the things that aren't quite right yet. There's just so much that I could cover here. However, honestly, it depends on your individual circumstance. So the third option is you can work directly with me to get your hand held, and I've got your back through the entire process and not do this alone. This is how I actually guarantee, and I do, that you will be hitting at least $10,000 a month. And it's usually comes between 12 weeks of working together and at the longest 24. So it'll take 12 to 24 weeks. You're going to have my bulletproof step-by-step system that I will customize and tailor for you to make this amount plus more as long as you want. Now, this option is only for you if you already tried to monetize your audience online in the past and you really didn't do it effectively. Second, you truly want to have your own $10,000 a month online coaching consulting business and you're just not sure how. Third, you really want true financial, location, time freedom, everything. That's right. And finally, you want to see real results. You don't want to keep trying things that don't work. There's enough of that. So once again, the goal is for you to launch your online coaching consulting business, making at least $10,000 a month, and I guarantee that. So how does it work? First, I help you directly do your social media profile optimization. Second, I show you exactly how to take your own social media profiles and turn them into client generating machines, even with a tiny following. It includes everything from your bio, your profile, your cover pic, and those pinned posts. And everything is done step by step. I make sure that you have chosen the correct avatar, because when you do, you have unfair advantages, and we'll take your pre-existing strengths, we'll pick that avatar, people who really want to work with you. And your avatar has to be people who really want and need help. I'll show you how and where to find them so you don't keep wondering, where are my people? Then together we will assemble your irresistible offer. How do we create it? How do we put it together? I'll literally give you my framework to craft all my offers. They're all done the same way. And then we're going to make sure that that offer is irresistible and it's what your market actually wants. Then we will work on your sales magnet. How do you create that Notion or Google Doc? It is a magical piece of content. You write it once, it brings in clients forever. You don't have to do it alone. I'm a copywriter. I will help you write it. And then we're going to do a learning how to do pinned posts. There is a two-step process that works really well. And I'll go through the full playbook on how to craft it and launch it. And I'll actually help you do your first pinned post. We'll do it so it truly pops and makes a difference. Then we'll do plug and play social media and the one direct message that we use. I'll give you my exact social media direct message script, the framework, which literally is why you can book 5 calls a week in your calendar. I'll show you real conversations of how I do this, how my client family members do it, and then I'll help you craft your own message according to your offer and, of course, your customized avatar. And I'm going to give you my exact sales call framework so you can close these $2,500 clients. It's a framework, and this framework I have personally used to close clients from $2,500 to $27,500 paid in full. I'm going to give you the formula, the one that I use, so that you can have successful calls, not being salesy or cringe. And I'll be with you before and after every call to make sure you're actually doing it right. Then I will help you assemble your coaching and consulting program, how to structure it so that when you close your first high ticket client, you have the tools and the frameworks and you can actually fulfill and make a difference. So what does this look like on the inside? Well, you'll be in a private Slack community as long as we work together. That's where I share the cutting edge strategy and playbooks with you daily. I work Monday through Thursday. I'll be with you every single day in that channel. I will share everything that is working for me right now and making money in real time in that private Slack community. And you will have access to all the training material and modules that I'm going to give you in my 6-figure accelerator. I'm going to give that to you for your lifetime. It's all done for you. It's all templated. My best emails, my best content, how to put your mastermind together, webinar, whatever. It's all done for you. Just take out my brand, put in your brand. And in that Slack channel, you'll have private one-to-one direct access to me. I'm like your consultant in the pocket. As I said, we'll work together for about 12 to 24 weeks. Why is it, from what to what? Some of you will knock it out of the park. You may do this in, less than 12 weeks, then you're done. You got it. You don't need me. Sometimes, and not very often, it takes people a little bit longer. Maximum I've seen is 24 weeks. Okay. Again, you're going to get my whole 6-figure accelerator, and I'm going to give you lifetime access to that. So it is my life's work of everything. You don't have to invest in anything else ever. Everything you need to be a successful coach and consultant. And during those 12 to 24 weeks, you'll have direct private access to me in Slack. The whole goal is to get you to at least $10,000 a month in those 12 to 24 weeks. And I have to tell you, you just have to put in a little bit of work. And when you do, it'll happen. If, by the way, we begin working together, you're not satisfied with everything I laid out, no biggie. Just, say, hey, I want my money back. I won't ask any questions. Happy to refund you. Now, I am currently running a few spots at this launch price, and the price is going to permanently increase. Since you're here watching this, launch price is available to you. It is, however, first come, first serve. So right now you have launch price. So if you're wondering, is this for me, or let me see some results of clients, I thought I would share just a couple. The first one is Raji. Raji went from zero to $15,000 a month in only 4 weeks. Raji's a spiritual coach. He made $15,000 in the first 4 weeks of working together. Then I have Jacqueline, who went from zero to $12,000 a month, and she did that in 2 months. And she has a one-person online coaching and consulting business. She came to me with a very small audience and no previous experience as a coach or consultant. He's signing up $2,500 clients, usually 4 or 5 a week. And Marsha is now charging, she went from 2,500 to 3,600, and she just signed up 8 of those, just to give you some examples. Plus, you're going to have my bulletproof step-by-step system tailored for you to allow you to make this amount and more. Now, the option here is only for you if, number one, you've already tried to monetize your audience online in the past and you failed to do it effectively. 2, you're currently still wanting to have your own $10,000 a month online coaching consulting business and you just don't know how. Or 3, you seek true financial location and time freedom. You want to see real results and you don't want to waste time on things that actually don't work. So if you watched so far and you come along this long, you're one of us. Let me tell you, success is a lonely road. Without a mastermind of people that you will have, people who really have your back, who share success and who are striving for the same mission, sadly, the odds are stacked against you. You don't have to be on this journey alone. You can have private access to me. You can have a mastermind by your side, everyone working together, striving for the same results. So if you actually want to launch or scale your one-person online coaching consulting business the right way to do $10,000 or more in the next 12 to 24 weeks, I'm going to ask you to book a very short call. It is not a sales pitch in disguise. That way we can look over where you're at now, and then we can see if your niche and offer will work for our system. And if so, we will then go from there. I hope that this has made a difference for you, and I look forward to getting on a call. Bye now.